Legend of Grimrock is modern dungeon crawling at its finest. In it, you play as a group of four criminals condemned to be thrown into the mysterious Mount Grimrock. To be absolved of your crimes, whatever they happen to have been, it's very vague, all you have to do is make your way down through the mountain's tunnels and dungeons to reach the bottom. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. Movement is restricted to your party walking as one on a grid system, made easy to see by the dungeon's stone or tiled floors. And the game is based on secrets. Secrets, secrets, secrets. Even the very first room has a secret in it. Sorry for spoilers. And if you're not on the lookout, you're going to have a bad time. The game very quickly teaches you its rules and then never holds your hand ever again. If you walk by half a dozen hidden things, it's nobody's fault but your own, and you miss out because sometimes you won't be able to go back for them. Grimrock itself is a work of art, a terrible, pressing machine that is out to get you at all times. You never know when monsters will come boiling out of the walls or hidden traps will blow up in your face. It's very carefully crafted in a tough but fair sort of flavor. The entire game is one dungeon, but a lot of love went into the environment alone, and it really shows. Some of the rooms in various locations are just breathtaking in their genius. Monsters are interesting and wildly varied, and though the game does lack proper boss battles, the denizens of Mount Grimrock are more than a match for you, so tread carefully. Strafing around enemies on the grid blocks, I call it square dancing, and waiting for your cooldowns must be mastered, but standing and trying to take it all will almost always result in your death. And with finite resources, party deaths, and status ailments, it can mean for game overs quite often. So standing your ground is not an option. You gotta do the dance. Save crystals completely heal your party, thankfully, and as long as you're not playing on the harder difficulties, they do recharge over time. So sometimes you can clear out bigger areas just hanging out by the save point. I will be the first to say that Grimrock is not for everyone. It is not for your little sister. It is not for you to introduce your non-gamer friend to the genre. It is very difficult, even on the easy settings. This dungeon has chewed up countless adventurers before you, and no doubt countless more after you. That's not to say it's unfair, though. The first floor or two will teach you all the concepts you need to know. Switch puzzles, keys, monsters, basic combat, don't fall down the hole. And then you're pretty much on your own, and that's all there is to it. Aside from a couple of timing puzzles, the game has almost no gotcha moments and is not going to just squish you in an unfair way. You have to think on the fly. You have to manage your resources wisely, and you are responsible to get everyone out alive. Grimrock is serious business, and it's not for the casual gamer. It is very possible to just work yourself into a wall or a situation where starting over or starting from a way back save is the only good option. You can run out of food, you can't reassign skill points, and if you don't hyper specialize your party members, you will never bring them to their full potential. Grimrock is out to get you, and it will eat you alive if you don't have careful planning. Keep your eyes peeled for treasures and continue ever forward so your food doesn't run out. Near the end of the game, I was running back and forth to save crystals just to keep my party alive during the last confrontations that the game had to offer. I was not a very good planner up till the very end. Also of note is the strange and oddly captivating story. Grimrock's claustrophobic dungeons are far, far older than they initially let on, and they don't belong to the people that threw you in it at the very top. The true nature of this beast is frankly far more interesting and sinister than you might think. Those that built Grimrock did so for a purpose, and it wasn't just to grind up would-be adventurers like some Tomb of Horrors wannabe. If you find enough secret areas, you'll find texts, hieroglyphs, and other hints as to what this mountain labyrinth is actually for when it was made. If you're really good, you'll even find letters from an adventurer that came before you named Turum, who will give you hints and leave behind treasures that he couldn't carry because he was by himself. I won't spoil the reveal of the story for you, because much like everything else in Grimrock, it has to be earned. Grimrock is not easy, and it's not for everyone, but it is very clever, very rewarding, and sets the gold standard for the dungeon crawling genre today. It's a love letter to the old dungeon games of the 80s and 90s, and while it is merciless in nature, it is nothing if not fair to the player. Enter if you dare this choking, claustrophobic machine that is out to get you. Definitely check this one out.